Yo, welcome to the channel called Keep Low. You know what I mean? Thank you for rocking out with Keep Low. I appreciate you all. And I am LASHEIM the God. You know the company is called Keep Low. You can go to www.keeplowproductions to get your Keep Low Production shirts. Yo, like and share this fucking video. You dig? Hit me with a thumbs up. You dig? I'm giving you that real shit. And if you don't know me, I do videos on street legends. And you know, I give you knowledge that'll help you elevate your life. So once again, go to www.keeplowproductions.com and just fuck with me. LASHEIM the God. Peace. Yo, LASHEIM the God. Peace to all of y'all. Keep Low is the channel. Yes, I got the paddock on today, the black joint. But yo, check it. Today I want to get right into this video. This video is about Rayful EDMONDS. And if y'all don't know who Rayful EDMONDS is, Rayful EDMONDS was, I think, the largest drug Afro-American or African-American drug dealer in the whole U.S., I think. That's the title they gave him. Not glorifying that, but it is what it is. But Rayful EDMONDS was a guy that grew up in D.C. All right, so he ended up, you know, getting into the drug game just for educational purposes. If you don't know the lingo, D-rugs is drugs, you feel me? So he ended up getting into the D-rug game, and he ended up being successful in whatever way he was, but he had good plugs. And just for educational purposes, plugs are connections. Pardon me, plugs are connections. So Rayful EDMONDS had good plugs, and he started doing this thing, and he was getting millions of dollars. You know what I mean? He was a multi-millionaire, and like I said, he was probably the largest African-American drug dealer in the whole U.S. Not glorifying that, but he definitely was one, or definitely the largest drug dealer in the whole, not U.S., probably definitely Washington, D.C., or the District of Columbia, or anyway, in history too. But he was doing his thing or whatever, right? Now, another person I want to talk about in this video, his name is Big Head Gary. Now, some of y'all may be familiar with Big Head Gary. And if you're not familiar with Big Head Gary was a drug dealer as well. And he was from Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia, right? And he was really under the radar, according to Alpo Martinez, to a certain extent, because maybe a couple of people might have knew he was doing this thing, but he ended up telling Alpo that he had like $2 million and he was showing him or whatever. So Big Head Gary is the guy who went with Alpo Martinez, and they handled the Richard Porter situation. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they was riding in the car, and Alpo gave Gary the signal, and he did whatever, and then whatever, right? So they handled that situation. So that's just to get y'all familiar with the guy, Big Head Gary. Now check it. Big Head Gary got a brother. His name was Big Head Brandon. Now let's just stop this shit for a minute right here. Yo, look, don't get me twisted. I grew up in the projects, Edenwold projects. Shout out to the whole Edenwold projects. And salute to all my peoples there. But check it, right? I grew up in the projects, and my projects is probably the second or third biggest projects in the whole New York City, so you already know. But I'm like, where did they get these names from? A dude called you Big Head Gary and then call your brother Big Head Brandon? That's crazy. But yo, check it out. look, moving on. So, Rayful EDMONDS, this is a guy who I was referring to earlier in the video that was a big, you know, D-Rug kingpin from DC, right? Now, Rayful was on another level. So, it's alleged that Big Head Gary's brother, Big Head Brandon, was putting his muscle game down on Rayful EDMONDS. Now, putting your muscle game down on somebody is applying pressure, keeping your foot on their neck, extorting them, doing what you gotta do, just, you know. And that's just for educational purposes. But look, so Big Head Brandon and Big Head Gary weren't really big guys. Like, I'm 6 foot something. They wasn't really big guys, but they was about their business. You understand what I'm saying? But what I'm saying in that situation right there is Rayful had a title of the biggest D-Rug, you know, kingpin ever in DC. So I know he had plenty of goonies around him. You feel me? So I don't see why they was worried about one man from their town or whatever. Or I don't know. But I heard that boy Big Head Brandon was putting his muscle game down on Rayful, and Rayful was paying him money. You feel me? On some low shit, like giving the kid money. Or maybe he felt like, I don't want to do something to him, I'm gonna just give the kid a couple of dollars. But you see how it ends up, right? So Rayful ended up getting tired of the situation, and it's alleged that his man Little Nut came and handled the business, and they was outside of a club or whatever, and Big Head Brandon ended up coming out of the club, and when he came out the club, it's alleged that Little Nut just ran up and just started giving him the business. So he seen him or whatever, and he tried to take off, and he hit him, like, you know, a couple of times in his back or whatever. And then when son fell on the floor, Big Head Brandon, according to his girl, he was like, yo, we know each other, why you doing this to me? And son just gave him some more. And you know, this is the crazy part of the situation, because we all know that Rayful EDMONDS turned federal informant, just as Alpo Martinez did, and he cooperated with the federal government, and he told on a whole bunch of Colombian, you know, dudes or whatever, and a whole bunch of other people, right? So the cops wanted to talk to Rayful about it. Now, this is before he even got incarcerated. They wanted to talk to him about it. So he arranged a meeting with the police, and he met with them somewhere in Maryland, because they was from DC. So he met with them somewhere in Maryland, and the cops was like, yo, Big Head Brandon got killed at a club, and, you know, people's on our back or whatever, and we want answers or whatever. And it's alleged that Rayful said, I see what I could do for y'all. You feel me? So then, like, the day after that, a young adolescent, young bull, you feel me? If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up button. Keep low. I'll be giving y'all some real shit. But look, so the next day, a young bull, like about 16, 17 years of age, went into the precinct in DC with his mother. You feel me? And the young boy was like, I'm the one who handled the business in front of the club, and, you know, made Big Head Brandon be gone. But the cops wasn't stupid. You feel me? Because you gotta think of Washington, D.C. even now, but it's a little better now. No disrespect to any of my peoples or anybody in Washington, D.C., but you gotta think Washington, D.C. in like 1988, 1989, the poverty level was crazy. And remember, Rayful was a multi-millionaire. So it's alleged that I'm gonna get into this later, but look, you know, you give somebody 50,000 cash, they might tell a kid to do that, and you tell them their kid gonna get probation, or he might just get like 2-3 years. He never been in trouble. They might do that for 50, 60,000, maybe 100,000 cash. You feel me? Well, anyway, the cops didn't go for it. So somehow they ended up gobbling up one of Rayful's little goonies named Little Nut, and it's alleged that he ended up getting a car that cost like 60,000, a Mercedes Benz, and he had it for like maybe a couple of months, 8-9 months, and then the cops came to gobble him up, or he got returned to the physical essence of life by some other dudes in the street. So anyway, it wasn't worth it. But it just goes to show you how the D-Rug game goes. You feel me? And the drug game, for educational purposes, to all of y'all out there indulging in it or thinking about indulging in it. And I'm not knocking what you're doing if you feeding your family and you're doing your shit, because I'm no angel. But there's no longevity in that shit. And even if you're indulging in that shit, tell these babies that shit ain't about nothing, because it's death and destruction. You see how friends become strangers and it gets real ugly? So, yo, keep low the channel. Just rock out with me. I'm LASHEIM the God. Fuck with the channel for real. Give my video a thumbs up. You dig? And just rock out with Keep Low. Like and share my videos. Until the next video, yo, stay safe and stay focused. You heard me?